Welcome to the Daily Rewind, brought to you by thisdayinbaseball.com. Thank you for joining me today. My name's Tom Hannon, and I'm your host. Today's Rewind is about the tragic death of Don Wilson. On January 5th, 1975, Houston Astros pitcher Don Wilson, at age 29, dies at home from carbon monoxide poisoning after falling asleep in his car. Wilson was a flame-throwing right-hander from Louisiana who had signed with the Colt 45s as a 19-year-old in 1964. He blazed through the club's farm system and so impressed the team that he was called up for a start at the end of the 1966 season and went 6 innings to win his big league debut. Wilson made the Astros roster in 1967 and posted the first of 8 consecutive seasons with 10 or more wins. Along the way, Wilson went on to craft some of the most incredible pitching gems in team history. He no-hit the Braves in June of his rookie season in 1967, and in 1968 he tied the major league record with 18 strikeouts in a game. In 1969, he tossed the second no-hitter of his career, and in 1971, he was an all-star. Trouble started to appear for Wilson in 1973. He was unfairly labeled a troublemaker after run-ins with Astro managers Harry Walker and Leo DeRocha. Wilson was fined $300 and threatened with suspension when he called DeRocha an uncomplimentary name as he boarded the team bus at Houston International Airport. DeRocha was sitting at the front of the bus, and Wilson reportedly made the remark as he passed DeRocha on his way to the seat, reported by the Baltimore Sun. The Houston manager apparently was not sure he heard right, a sports writer said, and asked the pitcher to repeat his comment, which Wilson did so several times. And in 1974, Wilson had a very strange event. He missed his third career no-hitter when he was pulled for a pinch hitter after 8 no-hit innings. That's right, he had a no-hitter after 8 and he was pulled for a pinch hitter. Wilson was due to hit in the 8th, and manager Preston Gomez had the decision to make. Although Wilson had surrendered 5 walks and hit a batter, he had yet allowed a hit and was within 3 outs of his third career no-hitter. But the Astros were down to the last 6 outs and were still losing 2-1. Just as he had done in 1970 with Clay Kirby, Gomez replaced Wilson with the pinch hitter. Ironically, Kirby was sitting in the opposing dugout watching the drama unfold, having been traded to the Reds during the offseason. The LA Times wrote an article that said, Preston Gomez did it again Wednesday night. For the second time in 5 seasons, Gomez, the manager of the Houston Astros, removed a pitcher working on a no-hitter but trailing by a run. The Astrodome's crowd of only 8,024 booed lustily when Tommy Helms was announced as Wilson's pinch hitter. Helms grounded out to short, and a Houston rally was cut short on a strike-him-out, throw-him-out double play to end the inning. Relief pitcher Mike Cosgrove of the Astros lost the no-hitter in the 9th on a Tony Perez leadoff single, and the Astros lost the game to the Reds when starter Jack Bellingham set them down in order in the 9th. I get paid to win the ball game, not the no-hitter, Gomez explained after the game. This was not one of my toughest decisions. The name of the game is to win the game. Reds Hall of Fame manager-to-be, Sparky Anderson, actually defended Gomez. He said, if I had not done what Preston did, I would not been able to look baseball people in the face, said Anderson. I would have to retire if I let Wilson bat. That seems like a stretch to me, but that's Sparky. Some tried to make light of the situation. Preston Gomez has broken up more no-hitters than Ty Cobb, quiped Jim Murray of the LA Times. Would he have rested Babe Ruth for the World Series after home run number 59? I'm not really sure what to make of it, but Preston Gomez only won 346 games over his managerial career versus 529 losses. So that's a lot of losing there, so I'm not really sure how he got paid to win anything with that type of record. Now, long after the 1974 season, on January 5th, 1975, Wilson died at the house he shared with his wife, daughter, and son. Wilson's wife, Bernice, found him in the passenger seat of his Ford Thunderbird, parked inside the garage with the engine running around 1 a.m. The garage was attached to the house, and the carbon monoxide gas fatally asphyxiated his son, Donald Alex Alexander, age 5, who was sleeping in the master bedroom above the garage. Wilson's daughter, Denise, age 9, was found unconscious in another bedroom and hospitalized in a coma. Bernice was treated for carbon monoxide gas inhalation and for a jaw injury that she could not remember incurring. Now, there was speculation that she had a broken jaw, and of course, if she had a broken jaw, this could have been some type of domestic case or not, but it was actually found out that her jaw was injured not through anything of any physical matter. It was an infection of a gland. So there was actually no violence. And on February 5th, 1975, Dr. Joseph Jackmix, and you're going to have to forgive me if I said that wrong, the Harris County Medical Examiner ruled the deaths of Don and Alex Wilson accidental. The coroner autopsy report showed that Wilson did have a blood alcohol content of 1.67%, well above the 0.1% legal limit in Texas. And he would say that for the purpose of driving, he was over 1.5 times drunk under the influence. And the coroner went on to say he would have been booked for driving while intoxicated. One of the many theories is that Wilson drove into the garage, activated the automatic door closer, and then passed out. However, it was ruled a suicide, which seems inconclusive based on what I was able to read. Wilson's daughter, Denise, who did slip into a coma, finally awoke and recovered fully. But even after her father's death was ruled accidental, not everyone was buying it. Wilson's death is still steeped in controversy, wrote the Chicago Defender, but there are some who still have their doubts. Now, on April 13th, 1975, the Houston Astros would retire Wilson's uniform number, and they had a black circular patch with his number 40 in white, and that was worn on the left sleeve of the Astros rainbow jerseys the following season. When his 9-year career ended, Big D had compiled a career record of 104.92, with 20 shutouts, 2 saves, and a 3.15 ERA. During the expansion era that followed the franchise, Don Wilson was certainly one of the brighter lights in the organization. It can only be speculated what sort of heights he might have achieved if he had been given a full career to work his magic. And I have a special treat for you, and that's the final out of Don Wilson's 1967 no-hitter when he gets none other than Hank Aaron as the final out of that game. It's really a fun listen, and I hope you enjoy it.
2 outs, top of the ninth. Wilson with a no-hitter. Nobody on base. Aaron back in again now. Wilson looks at the scoreboard. Rocks back. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball high and outside. Well, the count is full to Aaron, 3-2. Mac Jones will bat next if Aaron should get on. And Aaron was walked his last time, one of the 3 bases on balls that Wilson has given up today. Ball 3, strike 2 on Aaron. 2 outs, 9th inning. Here's the pitch by Wilson. Fly ball, foul, no play. Aaron got under that one and lifts it deep up into the mezzanine, back of third. So this will give everyone a few seconds breather here now as Adlish walks out toward the mound and roughs up a new ball for Wilson. 22-year-old right-hander Don Wilson has pitched 8 2/3 innings of no-hit ball against the Braves. Top of the 9th, and he's full up on Aaron. And here comes that 3-2 pitch. He got it! It's all over! A swing and a miss, and Wilson has pitched a no-hitter. Well, there's no need to tell you that that young fella is being mobbed. Everybody out of that Houston dugout.
That was just amazing, wasn't it? It just brings it all to life when you can hear the final outs of a no-hitter, and there's Don Wilson, a rookie, getting out Henry Aaron for his final out. That's just it's an amazing thing. And if you want to check out more facts from January 5th, go on to thisdayinbaseball.com/January 5th, and you're going to see hundreds of cool facts, birthdays, players who departed us too early that day. So go ahead, go over to thisdayinbaseball.com and just take a walk through baseball history. It's an amazing thing. There's got to be 50,000 articles on there about this day in baseball. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the end of that game. It was very riveting. And again, check out the show notes. There's links to player biographies, player pages. You can catch up on details you may have missed. And by all means, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts to enjoy all our future shows. I'm Tom Hannon. I'm your host. I enjoyed bringing this to you today, and I'll see you at the ballpark.